Let us try to solve the exercise number 7 in the part B of DBMS lab. In this particular exercise, we are supposed to create two tables. One is the item master and the item transaction. And then we are supposed to create a package containing a function called as check item that checks for the given item. And there is a procedure that takes the value from the user and then updates the item transaction. Finally, we are supposed to produce a output using the PLSQL program. So let me first start creating this particular thing, that is the item master. I'm going to log into my Oracle and I'm going to go to the SQL workshop and I'm going to go to the SQL command. Now generally we don't type over here, but I'm going to type it in the notepad. So I have my notepad with me. Just go to the language and select the language as under yes you select SQL. So let's try to create a table, and this is what they have said. The table must contain following fields. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create the table. So let's start with the table. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say create table, and the name of the table as they have given, create a table item master. And we are supposed to create a few things. The item number, which I assume that it is a number, and let me take the value as 10 because I'm not going to type too many things over here. And what they have said here is there is nothing much that is given over here except that apply primary key and check for the constraint. So two things that they have given. So let's assume that the first one, that is the item number, is the primary key. So I'm going to make this one as the primary key. And then I have the name of the item. I'm going to take iname as the item name because the name generally is a reserved word, but you can take the name itself, but I will take it as iname just for brevity so that I won't get unexpected errors. Then we have the stock. I assume that let me slightly move it here. So I assume that the stock is also a numerical value. So I assume that this is also a number, and I'm going to take this one as maybe stock is 5. That is enough, I suppose. And finally, I have the unit price. So this unit price, let me take this as a number, and let me make it as 8,2. I think that is, yeah, not 8,20. 8,2 is enough for me, but this is not the table. What they have said is we are supposed to add a constraint here. And what is the constraint that they have said? That check the constraint. Stock must be greater than stock and price must be greater than 0. This is what they have said. So I'm going to go with the constraints. So I'll start with the constraint. I'm going to put a constraint. You can call anything. I'm going to say check. What is that? We are supposed to check stock and unit price. This is the name. You can give XYZ as the name. It is just a name. Anything, any name, any relevant name you can give. I'm going to check for this is not this is a reserved word. Check the stock value. This is the stock. You can notice that this is the stock. So I'm going to check whether the stock is the stock value. I hope my spelling is correct there. Stock is greater than 0, and unit price, let me make it as unit price is also greater than 0. This is the constraint that they have put. If you want, this is not really required. If you want, you can make it as iname not null, because they said not this null. Iname not null. Okay. In the same way, you can make it as the stock value also not null. Not really required, but you can make it. there is nothing wrong in making that as the null. So this is the first table that you are supposed to create it. I'm going to say describe. What is that I'm typing? Describe the item master. So I'm going to say describe item master so that I can get the value there. Then I'm going to just insert into the item master, and I'm going to say some values. So let's say values. Let me put the values. Okay. Remember, when you put the values, so the values must be in the same order. They have said here, if you notice over here, insert 5 records. We are supposed to insert 5 records there. So you can think of putting the 5 records. The first one is the item number, so you must go in this order. Then the second one is the item name. I'm going to make it as item name as CPU. The third one is the stock. Let's say there are 50 items in the stock, and let's assume that 5,000 is the cost of one CPU. In the same way, I'm going to make a 5 insertion. So I will just paste a 5 insert statement, and then I'm going to do it. So first thing you must remember, these are primary keys, so you can think of repeating them. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say this is the RAM, and this is the hard disk drive, HDD. This is mouse, let's say mouse. Maybe this is monitor. You can type anything. Okay, monitor. Okay, done. And let's look at the stock here. So RAM stock is 45, and maybe hard disk stock is 25. You can put any number there. Mouse is 75, and monitor, let's say 20. And accordingly, I'm going to just set the price. Let's say this is 1,700, and the hard disk is 4,500. So 5,000. Let me make it 5,500. And the mouse is just 500 rupees, or let's say 450 rupees. And the monitor is 3,500. So let's make it as 3,500. So that is done. After that, I'm going to just use the select statement, select star from my item master, just to show the values. So I'm going to just create this table. Let me copy this whole thing, Control C, and let me go back to my Oracle here, and I'm going to first create a table, see whether I can create a table. So table is created. I'm going to describe this table. So this is the table that I have created. Okay, the first item is the primary key, then item name, stock, and the unit price. I'm going to insert one record into this. So one record is inserted. In the same way, I'm going to insert the next record, select it and just run it, and select the third record and just run it. So third record is inserted. Let me insert the fourth record also, run it, and it's inserted, and fifth record is inserted. And finally, I'm going to run the select statement to select all the items. These are the items which are there in my table. So let's look at the second table. The second table, what they have said is we are supposed to create the item transaction with the following details. So let's go ahead and let's do this part. So I'm going to go here, and let me slightly bring it up so that you can see it properly. So I'm going to create this table. Let me use the create table. So I'm going to say create table, and create table item transaction. So the general thing, item number, again I'm going to take the item number as the number, and let me take it as, remember this is going to link to the other table, so I'm going to take this item number must be same value. So this, I'm going to go with this one. That's done. And next one, let's look at the next one, quantity. Let's take the quantity again as the number. Again, I assume that I'm not going to type too many things. So 50, there is and is not required, unless the transaction date. I'm going to take this one as the date itself. So I'm going to take this one as the date itself. Let me put the semicolon here. Let's look at what else they have said that okay, transaction item number. So there is nothing much that is been told over here. So this is going to be just stored in the item master. Okay. Did they said anything apply primary key and the stock item? Now this is only what they have said. However, you can link this particular table with the transaction table. Generally it is linked. However, it is not said here that you are supposed to link it, but in general you are supposed to link these two fields. This item number is the primary key and this will be the foreign key. Now is it a difficult task to write the foreign key? Now this is not really required, so you can say references, okay, references item master. Okay, that's it. And inside that item master you have this item number. So that's it. It's going to create a link between that. So what you have done here is you have linked, suppose if I delete these two lines, what you have done is you have linked this item number with this item number. So two tables are linked together. So that is what is being done. However, it is not told there that you are supposed to do it. In the examination, even if you don't write this references item master, it's okay, because it is not said that it has to be done. But some people will object to that, and so some people will also object to that why you are not checking for the values, even though it is not said for the next table that you have to check for anything. There is nothing wrong in doing not null here. Okay, here also not null. It's not going to take much of your time by typing this not null rather than doing it at the later stage. So this is what you are supposed to create it. In the same way, I am going to just describe this table also. Let me describe this item transaction. I'm going to describe this, and also I'm going to show the content saying that there is no records are there in the item transaction. So there is nothing is there in this table. So I have two tables here. We are supposed to create it. So let me delete this and just run this table. So I'm going to run it. The table is created, and if you describe this table, let me run this particular table, and if you describe this item transaction table, you notice that it is nullable, however, and you don't find any new things about it except that it is not null. And if you look at the content of this second table, item transaction, there is let's go here, and there is nothing. You notice there is nothing. So what you have here is you have one table that is the item master, which has 5 records with you. So you have 5 records in this thing, and you are supposed to take the item number and what are the things that you are supposed to take? You are supposed to take this item number, quantity and transaction, and do the changes accordingly. So when you have this table, from this table you are supposed to transfer the item number and the stock item, which is the quantity that is given by the user, and the other information like the date at which the transaction took place. That is what you are supposed to do it. So let's look at what else they have asked us to do. So they said create a package containing two things. One is the create a package with the name package item containing two things. So let's create that package. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just press enter so that you can see okay the things. So I'm going to say create or replace, create create or replace. Okay, so replace package. So this is what they have said: create or replace package. And what is the name of the package? I just copy pasted it. This is not required. The name of the package is package item. This is what they have said. As so I'm going to say, so okay, as something. So you can type as later. Some people type like to type like this, okay, but it's up to you how you want to type it. So there is a function. What they have said, there is a function called as a check item. I don't know what that function is doing, but just say there is a function. Let's assume that there is a function and there is a procedure. So what is that they have said is there is a procedure, there is a item, and there is a function, and there is a procedure. So this is what they have said, but I don't know what the things has to be done. Now whenever you start the package, you have to say end the package and this item package. So this will be this is the header I'm typing, this is not the body. These two things must be there in it, but what is there in the check item? So check item gets one argument called as item number. So you are going to get one argument as item number. Now even though they said item number here, because I have tried this problem once, I know that item number is already used up here. So I will get confusion as to whether this item number or the field which is there. So I'm going to take this name as I number. Okay, you can, if you type item number, what will happen? I'm going to tell you later at one point that you will get confused as to which one you are referring to. So that is why I just made it as item number, and you know very well function will return something back. And what is that they have said? It takes the item number and it should return something, and it should return either 0 or 1. What is this 0 or 1? 0 or 1 should be a number. That's it. So you know that it's going to return a number. That's all. Either 0 or 1. It is going to return a number. I don't know how it is going to return the number. I'm just writing the header. This is what that function is supposed to do. Okay, let's look at the procedure. And what is there in the procedure? The procedure gets two arguments, item number and quantity. So it's going to take two things, item number and quantity. So I'm going to say, again, I'm going to say I number. Okay, it takes it. So it is it gets the two arguments. So you know very well when you say the argument which is coming here is the in argument. So it takes the input one, this one as the input, and the second one, let me make it as qty. Okay, again this is input and this is also number. So in means input. Okay, and you know very well the procedure does not return anything back. So that is what you would learn. So let me just see whether this part is working fine there. So I'm going to just paste it here and I'm going to run it. If there is an error, I will get it, but it just said it created a package. So well and good, it created a package. Now our problem is we are supposed to write the body. I'm going to just press enter again to make slightly space for me. So I'm going to type here. Now this is create or replace package body. Now one thing you must remember, when you first time it is just a package, this is a header. Next time it is the body. You have to write the body. Now we have to write the details for the function. We can't just say function will return something and just keep quiet. Now I have to, I'm going to just make some space here. What is this function? It returns the function. And what is this function? You can write either is or as, but in the same. So this is the function. So the function that takes input number and it is going to return a number. Now what it is going to do? So that is the question. The question is it gets one argument and it is used to check whether the parameter that is passed, that is the item number, is there in the item master. If it is there, it will return 1, otherwise it will return 0. So what is the meaning of it is it's going to go and it's going to get one argument, I number, and it's going to let me run that select statement. From where is that select statement? Here. Okay, let me run it from here. So this select statement, I'm going to just run this select statement, is not really required. So what it's going to do, this particular function is going to do is, this function is going to take one argument, that is item number, I number, and it's going to compare that I number with the item numbers which are here in the item master. So this is the item master table. So it's going to check here. If the item number, whatever item number, that is the I number, what is I number that is given, if it matches with any one of them, these values, it's going to return 1. If the item number given does not match here, it's going to return 0. So that is simple as that. So what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to check whether there is, first of all, we are supposed to check, is there any record. So for example, if I, just for your understanding, suppose if I run this particular thing, that is item transaction, just to tell you that if I run this item transaction, you notice that there is no records are there. So there is any number that you try to find will not be available. First thing, I have to check whether there is any record. If there is no records are there, if these records were not there, then there is no point in searching for item number because it won't exist. So that's the first thing. If suppose if it is there, then we have to check. Okay. So finally we are supposed to return the value. So we are supposed to check whether the given item number is present in this. So, and if it is present here, you have to return 1. Otherwise you are supposed to return 0. So I'm going to create a variable here. So I'm going to create a variable called is present. You can give any name, is present. Let me call it as a number. So this is a number. Okay. Then we are supposed to, suppose if there are records are there, how do I get this one? So we are supposed to read one record at a time. So read one record at a time. From this one record, so once you read this one record here, so when you read this one record, from this record get this item number, from read one record at a time, and from this check whether the item number is matching with the I number that is given to you. So how do you get this one? So you have to create a data type that can store one record. So that is the first thing that you are supposed to do. Okay. So whether there is try to read one record and then check whether there is that one record. Now how do I, the first question is, how do I say, let's say I have a, let's say item number, let me say I have item number 3 is there. How do I check whether the item number exists in this table or not? Okay, how do I check whether the item number exists or not? So what is the statement that I am supposed to do it? Don't write this one. So the statement is select star from item master. Okay, item master where item number, what is this item number, is equal to say 2, 3 or whatever it is. So if I write this and run it, let's say I will just write like this. Okay, item number is 3 now. If I run this, I'm going to get one record. Suppose if I search for the item number 30, I'm going to get no record. So this is the simple idea. Suppose when I search, let's assume that item number is there, item number is 3. If the item number exists, I'm going to get a one record. That means how many records are returned in this case. What is the count of record? So the count of record in this case is 1. Okay. If there are no records, you will not get anything. So count will be 0. So this is what I'm going to do. So I need to read this statement. How do I read this statement? How do I write this kind of statement in my Oracle PLSQL? So for this, the statement is going to be the same thing. Okay, we are using something called as cursor. You are familiar with that. We create the cursor. Okay, give any name to this cursor. I'm going to say items that we are trying to read. Okay, and I'm going to say the cursor is, what is this cursor? Cursor is select star. Let me make it as capital E. It is not required that you have to type it in capital, but just to highlight the things, I'm going to do it. So cursor, it's like how you have a variable name present. C item is a variable of type cursor. So you create a cursor. What is this cursor? Select star from item master, where item name is not just 3. Item name is equal to the item number that is provided over here, I number. So whatever number the user is providing, so if the user is providing the number here as 5, you're going to say select star from item master where the item number is 5. So this is what you are going to do. Whatever number is provided, you are going to use that same number and search. And you need to read it. Now there is one problem with that. You have to open the cursor and you have to read the cursor. For that is one other problem is there. If you don't read the cursor, if you just open the cursor, you will not be able to find out how many records it is returning. So if at all you want to get this, how many records are there, count of records, how many are there, you have to read. Now to read it, what is the meaning of saying reading it is get this value and put it into the memory. So to put it into memory, you need a row in which these values can be placed. 3 can be placed, HDD can be placed, this can be placed, and so on. So you need a variable of type row. That row must match this. Okay, how do I create that? So let me create a variable. You can give any name to this one. I'm going to call this one as item. I'm going to read one item and I'm going to call this as item. Okay, I will go to this item master. So this is my item master. Okay, I'm going to go to this item master and I'm going to say give me the row type of that. Okay, so item master row type. So this is a variable. This variable is going to represent one row. The type of it, type of that row type, whatever I have declared here, row type is having, first field is item number, second field is the name of the item, stock and unit price, and so on and so forth. So that it's going to represent, this item is going to represent the one row in this particular table. Remember, it will not represent a table of item transaction, because if you look at this item transaction, its structure is different. You have item number, quantity, transaction, whereas in the previous case this structure is different. So you are creating a one structure in the memory representation which can store the value. So this is what you have done. So let's begin the procedure. So we will start with the begin, and as usual, when you start begin, you must try to close it, otherwise sometimes you forget to close that the begin story. So let's open the cursor. First thing you are supposed to do is this, open this cursor. What is the name of this cursor? Is the item. This is the variable name. Variable name, we have to open the cursor first, and then we are supposed to fetch something. Remember, whenever you create a cursor, when you create a cursor, let me directly run it. Okay, when you create a cursor, I'm going to just run it just to show you that the cursor pointer will not be pointing to any of this records. Instead, it will be there pointing outside. When you fetch it, it's going to go and then start reading the content. So try to fetch it. Without fetching, you will not be able to get the count. So after fetching, you will not be doing anything with the fetch record, but you're going to just fetch it. So that is required. So fetch from the C items. What is this C item? By the way, it's a cursor. Fetch one record and put it into item. So what is the meaning of this statement? You fetch one record from here, okay, and then put this record into the empty field, empty item that you have created. So read one record and put it there. If you again call it, it's going to get the second record, third record, and so on and so forth. But I am not interested in reading the record. Once you read it, once you activate this statement, you can then ask this particular cursor, how many records are there? How do I do that thing? So I'm going to use if, and I'm going to say C items, so that is the cursor name, and I'm going to say row count. Okay, you may not get this word as highlighted. If the row count is 0, what is the meaning of it? There are no records are there. Now if you look at here, if you look at this statement, if I run item number is equal to 3, row count is 1, there is one record is there. If this happens to be 30 or 0 or something, you would not have got any record. In that case, the row count will be 0. So that is what is going to do. Suppose if the row count is 0, then what is? It is not present. So simple as that. Then is present. This is my variable is present. I'm going to set it as is present. I'm going to set it as 0. It's not there. Okay. Else, okay, I'm going to say is present equal to 1. If there are records, it is 1, and you know very well you have to close this end if at all you are doing that thing. Now you have got this one very important thing. Whenever you open the cursor, see to it that you close the cursor, otherwise you will end up in trouble. So close the C items. That's the first thing you are going to do it. And then it's not the end, you have to return this value. Remember, function you said here, it's going to return that value. So it's going to return the number. What is the number it's going to return is the is present. So the is present will be either 0 or 1, whichever is the case, you are going to return this value. So that is what you are going to do. Okay, so this is the first one. So let's look at whether we have achieved this target. So this, it's going to get one item number, and it's going to check whether this item number exists in the item master. If it exists, it's going to return 1, otherwise it's going to return 0. Okay, so that is done. Let's look at the next one, item procedure. It gets 2 arguments, quantity and 1. It is used to perform the following. Okay, so let's look at this next procedure that I have it here. So I'm going to just remove this thing. This procedure was there. Now I'm not going to close it here, because this procedure is has to be written. So you can write is or as, but I'm going to write is. This is the procedure. Let me put some space here. This is the procedure. What is that procedure is going to do? So this procedure, okay, where is the procedure? Quantity. If the first of all, it is used to perform whether the item exists. So it's going to check whether the item exists. How can I check whether the item exists? It's going this. So it's going to call this method. So I need this method, you know, this function. It's going to return either 0 or 1, and I need to store them. So I'm going to say is present. This is just a variable. You can just give anything. Is present, okay, which is numeric, okay, because I need to store. I'm going to call this method. I mean this function, not the method. I'm used to that word method, but that's called a function. Then it is going to, if this item exists. So let's look at that. If this item exists, it is going to do something. Okay, what is that it is supposed to do? If the item exists, then you have to check the quantity. So whether the quantity is available. If the quantity exists, then you have to do something. So let's look at that one. So let's look at a few things there. So I'm going to write the procedure. I will leave some space here because I need to create few variables for doing my work here. So let's begin, and you know very well, whenever you begin, you need to end. So that part is there. So let me say is present. I'm going to call this function. What is this function name? Check item, and I'm going to pass the I number to this. So this particular, I'm going to call this function, and I'm going to pass this I number. It's going to return either 0 or 1 or anything. Okay, suppose if the item exists, if is present equal to 1. By the way, sorry about this, I just forgot, because I am used to the other programming language. You have to put the semicolon here. Okay, just remember that you put the semicolon there. You don't put the semicolon equal to, it is not an assignment. I just forgot that. When you assign, it is semicolon equal. Okay, if you don't do this one, not here, sorry. When you are assigning, it is semicolon equal, not equal to. So just when I started comparing, I just remember that we are not supposed to use that. So for the assignment, it is semicolon equal, semicolon equal, semicolon equal. You are assigning it, otherwise you get a nasty error message. So let's try to do that thing. So if it is 1, then you are supposed to do something. What is that? If the item exists, then you are supposed to check for something else. If the item is exist, and then you are supposed to check whether the quantity is there. So look at this one. Let me run this item master. Suppose if I say, okay, I want the item number 3 and I want 50 items. Now you notice that the stock value is 25, so this item is not there. So I can't supply 50 because in stock I have only 25 hard disks are there, and you are demanding for 50. Then I will say that no, I don't have sufficient, insufficient stock is there with me, so I can't supply you that. Suppose if somebody says I want the item number 5, and if they say that I want 5 quantities, then I'm going to do something. Okay, so if the requested quantity, whatever quantity you are requesting, is less than the stock item, okay, if the requested quantity is less than the stock item, then you can do something, otherwise you can't do anything. Okay, so let's write that story over here. So if it is present, then well and good. So let's write the next statement. And what is the next statement? You are going to read this particular thing. You don't need to create a cursor or anything. You can just write the select statement, because we need to use them. You can also create a cursor, there is nothing wrong in it, but we are going to get here also. Look at this one. Even though I have created a cursor, you can get row count and then do it. You can just write a simple select statement and then go for a row count and then do it. There is nothing wrong. You don't need to create a cursor here. You can simply use row count to get the value. In any case, the count method is there. You can use that count method, but I have done it. That strike to me, and I have done that. You can use row count also to get the count. In any case, if this item is present, I'm going to use a select statement. I'm going to say select. I need a few things, so I'm going to say select. What are the things that I need? Remember, I need to store them in this thing. So I need a few things. One is to store it in the second table. I need item number. I need this quantity. Okay, so few things are required. Maybe I need other things also. What are the other things? I need the name, because they have said item name. I'm going to use them. So let's create a few variables here to store all of them. So first thing, I'm going to say item name is varchar. Let's say varchar 2, and let's say 20. I think I took as 20. Let me slightly go here. I think I took item name as 20, so this is there. Okay, done. Then what else I need? Item name is there. Then what else is required? What is there in this particular table? You have the unit price, and you have the stock. You can have many things there. Okay, so let me get them also. So get this variable. So I'm going to say stk shortcut for stock. And what is this? This is number, you know very well. So this is a number. And also what else you have? This price, unit price. I'm going to just call it as price. If you want, if it is required, you just make it as capital. It's not the requirement, but price. Just make it as a good programmer. You can do that. Okay, these are the things you need: item number, price. You're going to read all of them. So I'm going to say select the item number. What is this? Item number is already there. I need the item name. I think I gave this I name. And what else you have? Stock. Okay, stock. And unit underscore price. Okay, these three things I am reading. So this one, item number, anyhow I know it. Item name, stock, and unit price. These things, three things I am reading one after them, and I'm going to store them in these variables. Just now I created few variables. Now I'm going to say select them, and I'm going to say into okay, into this variable I name. I'm going to store it in the item name. So that item name sometime. Okay, then I have the stock. I'm going to store it in stk. This, let me make it as capital stk. And the last one is the price. Okay, which is the database that I am supposed to use. I'm going to just press enter so that it's and then I'm going to press the backspace. From item master. Okay, what is the item master? What is the condition? Where, what is the condition? Where item number equal to I number. So what is this? Where item number is equal to I number. What is that? What is the meaning of that? You have this item number and you are searching for this item number. So either this or anything. Item number is equal to I number. I number is the one that you are searching, whether it is matching these item numbers. That is what you have written there. So item number is equal to that. I'm going to press the backspace and get it in a single line so that I will not get an unexpected error message. So I just brought it to the next line. Okay. So that single line. Then I'm going to check. So you're going to read the stock here, and I'm going to check the stock with the quantity. So if, so let's say if the quantity that it has been demanded, this quantity, the quantity that person is demanding, if it is less than the stock, remember STK. So if it is less than the stock, remember you are reading this stock, you are reading it into this. So you are saying whether the stock is less than this quantity. If the quantity is less than the stock, so what is the meaning of it is you are demanding for the item. If you are saying I want mouse, that is the item number 4, and if you say I want 50 mouse, 50 pieces of mouse, that is a stock value. So this is the quantity that you want. So if your quantity that you are demanding is less than this stock item, then you can give. Suppose if you say that I want 150, then I cannot provide you because I don't have the stock. Okay. So that is the idea. So if it is less than, if the quantity that you are demanding is less than the stock item, then everything is good. So this is what I'm going to say. If the quantity is less than or equal to, let's say less than or equal to stock, then what is that I'm going to do? Then I'm going to do something. What are that you are supposed to do? They say that you read these values, and put it into the item transaction. So that is what they are saying there. So you are supposed to insert a record into that. So insert a record into item transaction, item what is this, item underscore transaction. Okay, what are the values? Values are whatever the item that they are given. So what are the values? That first is the item number. Okay, next one is the quantity QTY, and if you look at the structure of it, let me just run that thing. Okay, so select star from transaction. If you look at here, this transaction has no records are found. Let me describe that transaction. DESC, describe item transaction. Let's look at that one. So let's look at the structure of this. So here you have the item number, quantity, and transaction date. So I have provided two things, and I need the date, and the date, according to them, they said that transaction date can be the current date. So this is what they said. So how do I get to the current date? You can say sys date. That will be the current date. Okay, that one item is inserted. Plus what they have also said is that okay, this transaction and modify the stock of the item master. So what is the meaning of that is suppose, let me run it again. Suppose you say that I want the item number 4 and I want 50 items. So then you can give you 50 items because you have 75 items with you. So you can give it. Suppose if you sell these items, 50 items, what is your current stock? You had current stock was 75, you sold 50, and what is left out now? Your current stock is not 75 anymore. This is going to be 25. Hope you get that idea. Once you sell the item, the stock value has to be reduced. That is what they are saying. You change the stock value. Don't keep the stock value same. You change the stock value. How can I change the stock value? To change the stock value, I am going to write the update statement. So you have this update, and what is the table name? I update item master, okay, and I'm going to set the value. What is it? The item master has this stock value. The stock has to be changed. So stock, where is this stock? Okay, stock is equal to old value of a stock minus the quantity that is been sold. So simple as that. It's not over. Remember, very important, do not run the update command without the where clause, otherwise you will update all the records in no time. Where item number equal to I number. So this is where clause is very critical in the update statement. Without that where clause, if you write, all the records will be updated in no time. Okay, and then they say that you show some message. Okay, what is the message that we are supposed to show is this one: item, quantity, price, and the amount. This story has to be shown. So first I have to show the, remember these are all the text. This is a text, this is a text, this is a text, and this is also a text. These are the values that we are supposed to show. So we are supposed to write a output statement. How do I write the output statement? So you know very well, to write the output statement, you are going to say DBMS underscore output. Okay, then you are going to say put underscore line, So first thing you are going to do is say, look at here, these are all the text. So first one is item, which is a text. So I'm going to say item, which is text. I'm going to put some space here, and I'm going to put a colon here. That is what they have said, item colon followed by the actual item. So where do I get this one? How do I concatenate? Is the two pipe symbol that you have. So where is the item? So item is the item name. Remember, it is not the item number, item name. And I have already read this item number, item name, and I have stored it in the item name here in this variable. So I've stored it in this variable. So I'm going to say this is item name. Okay. Again, I'm going to concatenate. Then the next one is, what is the next one? Next one they said is the quantity. So let's write this quantity as it is. I'm going to put one space here, though they have put many space, but I'm going to, if you want, you put space. Okay, there is one word. Okay, but I don't think so. Quantity, let's make this Q capital, quantity, and some space and colon, and maybe one this one, and one more pipe symbol. Remember, I'm going to press enter now. As of now, I'm going to press enter after this, just to show it in one line, in one screen. Later I'm going to delete that enter sign. Okay, this quantity, where do I get this quantity? So I have obtained that quantity. How many quantity you have sold? That is QTY. So that is the quantity. So this is QTY is the quantity. Let me put a pipe, and let me write something else. What else you have? What else you have is the price. So next part is the price, PRICE, some space and a colon, and maybe you can put this one, price. Okay, done. Price is done. And where do I get this price? Price I have already read from my table. I have read unit price, and I am storing it in price. So that is my variable name. So I'm going to put the price here. So price is over. And finally, the last part is the, what is the last one? Total amount. This is what they have said, total amount. Okay, let me put some space and a colon. Okay, how do I get this total amount? I'm going to just press enter and go to the next line. Later I'm going to remove it. How do you get this total? Total is a quantity into price. You're going to get the total. Okay, put the closing bracket of this output dot line and then close it. I'm going to remove this enter sign, unnecessary. I don't want to keep this enter sign. Okay, and I'm going to remove this enter sign. That I have done just to show you that otherwise it's going to go in a very big line. So this is what you are written. First one is the item name, then quantity, the QTY, then price, then the price, and total amount is quantity into price, and then close the closing bracket and the semicolon. So that will close the DBMS. Okay, so this part is done. This you are doing it if the quantity is less than the demanded quantity. So if somebody is demanding a quantity which is less than the available stock, suppose if you don't have that much of items, then in that case what you are going to do, you are going to use the DBMS, and you're going to say DBMS dot output dot, you are going to say put line. Okay, and you are going to say insufficient, this is the spelling, stock. You can give any message is yours. So if you, because you have studied English for 2 years, you must know some good words. Okay, and finally I'm going to use the end if to close this if statement. This is for this if. So this is I think why it is not coming here. Okay, this is this if, and this one happens to be this. This is the inner if. Okay, this is this if, this is this if, and then I have one more if. What is this one more if? One more if has also else, so ELSE. So what is this else statement? Suppose if the item itself is not present, then you have to say DBMS output dot line and so on. So you say this one, and you say item does not exist. Item does, let me put does not exist. Okay, done. And then you are supposed to put end if, even for this one, end if, and let me remove this. Okay, and let me remove this one also, extra closing. So this is the end of your begin. So your begin is ending here. This is the outer if statement. So this is the this is the outer if statement is ending here. This is the beginning that is ending here, and there is also one inner if and else statement is there. So many statements are there. Let me keep my finger crossed as to see whether it's going to work. Generally it doesn't work in one shot. Okay, whether I write it or whether you write it, it's not going to work in one shot. It's going to check your patience, that's for sure. Even in the examination it's going to check your patience, so that's for sure. So let me run it and see whether I have an error. See items when expecting the following. Okay, symbol C item, where is it? I am getting C items package, check item, and where is some C items? Okay, let's look at where is this C items. Let me go here and let me check it. So you have this cursor C items. Did I wrote to C items in somewhere? Okay. See whether I am writing something wrong. Generally it happens, you don't need to panic about that. C items, am I using the same word? C items, C items, C items. So everything is proper, but it just said that you don't have what is it? It is trying to say is symbol was substituted to continue. Where is that thing? Okay, C items. You have written that C item. What is it saying? That encountered a symbol C item when expecting the following. Okay, I just said C item. Did I put the semicolon? Yes. The cursor is also yes. And okay, if row count is equal to that, present equal to 1, I think then it is not the problem with the C item, it is problem somewhere else. Okay, so let's look at this one, whether I put the problem. We'll see when you get this problem. This is just a trick, it's not going to work. Now during the examination, if you have this problem, so the one that you are also tensed, in that case you check for one item at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate this package. Look at what I'm doing is I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to say this is my package header. Okay, this is my package header. There is a function, there is a procedure. Now I don't know where is the syntax error, I'm not really getting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this procedure from this. Okay, remove this procedure from here. So I'm going to say that this package has only one function. Compile it, and it's going to go. Now I'm going to go and get the body for that. So create or replace the package body, and I'm going to get this whole thing, okay, whole stuff. And from this you must remember, very important thing, from this you have to remove the procedure part. So remove this procedure part, keep only the function part. Now there is only one function which is there. Okay, if there is an error in this function, then it's going to say that I didn't get it. So I'm going to run it, and now it is saying that there is an error in the C item. So now I know for sure that I have something wrong in this function itself. It is not the procedure that is creating a problem. So now I have to concentrate only on this particular thing. So it just say encounter the symbol C items when expecting one of the following. Okay, was substituted for C item to continue. So where is it trying to do that thing? So whether look at here. So where is the function? Okay, look at this function. So I'm going to say check item. Okay, first one I'm going to say whether this item is present. Okay, that is done. Okay, then I'm going to say C item, cursor C item is, so that part is also proper. Select star from item master where item number is equal to item, that part is okay. Item, which is a variable name, is item master row type, that is also a problem. Okay, I open this cursor, see items, hope that spelling is proper. Okay, then I'm going to say fetch C item into item, that is also, I have no issue there. Then I'm going to say if C items, okay, percentage row count equal to 0. Oh, see the problem here. Now suddenly this close is not there. See the problem, the close is not there. So I'm going to just put this close here and see whether this is going to work. Okay, this is going to work. So this is the trick. Again, whether I do it or you do it, it's not going to work in one shot. During the examination, remember that when you get this problem, it's not going to work in one shot. Okay, it's taking too much of time. I don't know what has happened. It is running and wait for the Oracle to reply. I think I've blown up this entire code. Let's see. If I blow up, I have no other option to log out. Okay, so let me copy. By the time hopefully everything is proper, I'm going to if it is not proper, I'm going to just stop the video and I will not drag your work. Okay, the package is created, so that means my function is working properly. Now I'm going to paste the whole thing and recreate it. Remember, you have to recreate the header and the procedure, the whole thing. So the from here I have this procedure. I'm going to run it. It's going to create okay, the body is created. This time everything is proper. Maybe that one spelling mistake, it's going to check your nerve, that's for sure. Okay, that's done. Let's go for the last part. Write a PLSQL program that accepts the item number and quantity needed required and use this package to create the transaction. So that's it. Last part to be done is I'm going to create a PLSQL code now for doing this one. So let's start with the declaration section. So we are going to declare, okay, and what is that we are going to declare? I need the item number. So I need item number, which is number, you know very well, which is number. If you want, you take some item, some number, it's if you require. Then you need a quantity. Okay, quantity, and again this is also a number. There's nothing much to be done. So you need to in the declaration section, and we are going to begin the body, and finally we are going to end it. So whenever make this a habit, begin, when you write begin, you end it. So what is this? I am going to get the item number. So item number, remember, because I'm using the web, I'm using this one. If you're using the other one, use the ampersand sign. So in the web, use the colon, and I'm going to say enter. It is not the space separation, it is underscore, enter item underscore number. This is the one that it's going to appear on it. Remember, you are not going to put space is there, it is the underscores that I have put there. Without the underscore you will get an error message again. So let's say quantity equal to again a colon, and I'm going to say enter quantity. Okay, so that's it, done. Then I'm to go to this package. What is the name of my package? Is CK package, and inside this package I am supposed to call this procedure. So what's the name of this procedure? Procedure item, and I'm going to call this procedure item, and I'm going to supply this item number I number, and I'm going to supply this quantity. So done with it. Let me break this and make it slightly lower. Okay, so you have this is the PLSQL program. Let's run it and let's see whether we are going to get this one. Okay, so this is the one. Before I run it, I'm going to just show you how many items are there. Let me have this select star from item master. I will just make a few copies. This is not required as far as the program, but it is required for me to just to show you that it is working or it is not working. I'm not really sure. I keep my finger crossed now because this procedure may break at any time. So I will run it and just show you that there is some items in the item master, and I'm going to run the item transaction, and I will show you that there are no records are there in the item transaction. Let me run this item master. Okay, and now I'm going to write this run this one. Okay, so if you look at this one in the item master, I have the item number 1. Okay, and I have this quantity 20. I'm going to run this one and then say submit. If everything goes fine, I must get that the item is a CPU, the quantity is 20, I think I should have put some spaces there, the price is 5,000, 20 into 5,000, you get this amount. Okay, done. Let me run this is if you find that okay, this is coming very close and other things, you can go here and then when this in this full big line that you have written, I think I just forgot to put spaces in the beginning. Just make some spaces here in the beginning and some spaces here. Okay, the space adjustment, there is also one function is there that adds spaces. Anyhow, that's up to you. Let me run this item transaction. You notice that the item number 1, the item has been changed to 30. Let's look at the item transaction. The item number 1 20, and today's date it has added. So from the one table, from this table, it has taken this item master table, it has taken this quantity. 50 was there, I have reduced by 20, and this 20 is now transferred to this table. I'm going to run one more time. I'm going to do the same thing. If you look at here, this CPU 30 items are there. I'm going to run it again for 20 items. Let me run it, and the same item, quantity number 1 with the item number 1 with the quantity 20. Remember 30 items were there. I'm going to run it again. It's going to say CPU price. Remember I have not recompiled it, that's why it is coming like this. So if I look at the item now, if I look at this thing now if you notice that CPU 30 was there, it is reduced to 10. Now if you look at the other one, there is one more transaction. First transaction was for 20, second transaction was also for 20. So now if I run it, look at here, you have only 10 items are there. Suppose if I say again, if I say this is the same item, item number 1 with the quantity 20, I must get an error saying that okay, insufficient, I think my spelling is not correct, but insufficient stock. Okay, that is it. And finally I'm going to run this for the item number 2. Let's say you have this hard disk which is there, 25 hard disks were there. I'm going to buy 10 hard disks. So let me run it, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to run it. And item number 3 was there. I'm going to buy 10 hard disks from the not 100 hard disk, the 10 hard disk. Submit it. If you look at the item transaction, the master file, the number of items has been reduced. So from 25 it is 15. And if you look at this, the item number 3 is added here. Now the last one is, if you look at here, you have only item number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I say that I need the item number 20? So I need the item number 30, let's say, and if I submit it, I must get the item does not exist. So that's all. You are supposed to do it in this particular exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next exercise.